Today we are going to do vocabulary, which is very important part of any language, whether verbal or in written form. Why this is important? Vocabulary is one of the mark of an educated man. Now the next question is, what is vocabulary? It's the body of words used in a particular language. A part of such a body of words used on a particular occasion or in a particular sphere, and that we say that it is the law of vocabulary. Why is it necessary then? Because to speak eloquently, we need to express ourselves, to write well, during interviews. While teaching, of course, the teacher needs words to reach out to her students. For presentations, debates, extempore speeches, and of course, the students need some more marks in the examinations. So, to score marks, they need to enrich themselves. There are times when we fall short of words to communicate with others, either verbally or in writings. This is due to weak vocabulary. In order to enrich one's vocabulary, the role of synonyms, antonyms, prefixes, suffixes is inevitable. The use of synonyms, antonyms, etc. not only advances one's vocabulary, but enriches us and expands the ability to write and express ourselves. Now, there are various types of vocabulary. First, synonyms, antonyms, one-word substitutions, and of course, affixes. In affixes, we have prefixes and suffixes both. Let's come to the first point. What is a synonym? A synonym is a word or a phrase having the same or nearly the same meaning as another word or other words in a language. Let me give you another example here. These are the words with the same or similar meanings. That's a more simpler definition of a synonym, that these are the similar meanings. Let me give you some examples here. Buy or purchase, anguish or sad, avoid or ignore, chaos or bedlam. I try to put these words in a sentence for you. I went to buy a watch for me. Now, we have a word buy here. We can use another synonym for buy. What is that? I went to purchase a watch for me. Let's take another example. He was sad about the loss of his father. Now, instead of sad, we can use another similar word which has the same meaning. He was in anguish as he had lost his father. There are few sentences more. Let's concentrate on that. Avoid company of dishonest people. Instead of avoid, we can use another word here. Ignore the people who are dishonest. Likewise, we have another sentence. It was a chaos when the teacher entered the classroom. The teacher saw a bedlam on entering the classroom. I have few more examples of synonyms for you all. Let's take here jolly. We can use other words, synonyms here. Merry, jubilant, lively, joyous, mirthful. Similarly, patience, selfish, keen. All these words have other words which have the similar meaning, and we can use them as per the situation. Endorse, arid, announce, appreciate. But what is important here to note, that one needs to be very, very careful while using these synonyms. For example, the synonym of word expire is die. You can say my license is expired, but not my license is dead. So, what is important here is the context of the word is also equally important, whether you can use the word in certain context or not. We have to be very careful while using these synonyms. The second way we can enrich our vocabulary is by learning the antonyms. Now, what are antonyms? These are words which have almost opposite meanings. Examples: if you have good word, the antonym of good is bad. Happy, sad. Succeed, fail. Young, old. For example, we put them in sentences. He is a very good bowler. The antonym of good is bad. So, we can use this word here, he is a bad bowler. He was happy that he got promoted. The opposite of happy is sad or unhappy. He was sad that he was not promoted. If you work hard, you will succeed in life. The other way of saying this by using antonym, work hard or you will fail. I could run a mile when I was young. This is another sentence. The word is young. Opposite of young is old. So, we can place this in a sentence says, I cannot run as I am old now. We have few more examples of antonyms here for you. Odious, the opposite of odious is pleasurable. Famous, notorious. Height, depth. Lament, rejoice. Fallacy, reasoning. Enigmatic, clear or lucid. Obscure, vivid, brevity, detail, and you have number of endless words here. But something very important one should know, that how do we change the meaning of a word here? The antonyms can be constructed or formed in three ways. Very important here is by using a negative prefix. Now, prefix, as the word suggests, pre means it comes before the word. So, what do we have? We have some syllables, we present them, we use them before the main root word. Root word is actual word. So, here you have different ways of putting negative prefix to form an antonym. First, il, it is a syllable. The root word is legal, and if we prefix, we use the word before the root word il, the antonym becomes illegal. Capable, we use in before capable, it becomes incapable. So, these are negative prefixes we have. In, regular, irregular, behave, misbehave, you add mis, moral, immoral, honest, dishonest, etc. Another way of forming antonyms is by using a negative suffix. Now, suffix is added at the end of the word. If it is a careful, we add careless, it becomes opposite to the word. Hopeful, hopeless. The third way is by using a word opposite meaning. You have number of endless words in English. For example, all, and the opposite of all is none. Above, below. This was one way of enriching yourself. What was that? We had antonyms and synonyms. Let's move to another method, is one word substitution. What is one word substitution? It's a word that replaces a group of words or sentence without changing the meaning of it. You must have heard number of examples. An animal that eats grass. We can use one supplement word here, herbivorous. A thing which is not in longer in use, we use one word for it, obsolete. Similarly, a person who always thinks of himself, egotists. Cut off the head, behead. Let's put them in sentences. A goat is a herbivorous animal. Instead of saying that goat is an animal who eats grass, we can use one word and we say a goat is a herbivorous animal. Similarly, the old truck which is not in longer in use, we say it's a very old truck and obsolete. Obsolete means it's no longer in use. He's such an egotist that he thinks the world revolves around him. Or the murderer was beheaded for the punishment of his crime. You have few more examples here. When we say the study of ancient societies, we can just use one word and say archaeology. A person of good understanding who has lot of knowledge and reasoning power, we can simply say he is an intellectual person. That which cannot be corrected, incorrigible. An arranged bunch of flowers, we say it's a bouquet. One who doesn't drink alcohol, teetotaler. Or house for storing grains, it's a granary. Let's move to the affixes now. What are affixes? It's a morpheme added to a word to change its function or meaning. Morpheme is the smallest unit of meaning. More about morphemes and phonemes will be taught in the session related to speech mechanism and phonetic sounds, etc. Languages expand by creating new words. At times, some words are borrowed from other languages, while others may be formed by using the existing words. Now, affix is a word, suggest, as the word suggests, it's affixed, it's attached to something else. It can be a bound morpheme, it can be a morpheme, or it can be a word element that cannot stand alone as a word. Example, we've already discussed the word IL, that's a synonym. We add to illegal, to make the word illegal, we've added IL to legal. So, what we've done, we've affixed IL here. This IL can be attached to the root word to form a new word. So, the root word was legal, we've added IL and we form a new word which becomes illegal here. There are 4 types of affixes in English. First, prefixes, suffixes, combining forms and infixes. We'll just take the first 2 types of affixes. What is prefix here? As the word suggests, prefix, something that is added or fixed at the beginning of the word. It's a syllable or it can be syllables added to the beginning of the root word. Now, what is root word? A root word stands on its own. If we make a new word, it qualifies, it gives a new meaning, it forms a new word. Example, happy is the root word. It can stand alone. By adding the prefix before, prefix means it's before the word. So, by adding the prefix un, you can make a new word, unhappy. Now, what is important to know is that prefix has a meaning too. Other examples are, the prefix un means not. Therefore, happy, unhappy. He was happy, he was not happy. Similarly, you have MIS, which means wrong or badly understood, and it becomes misunderstood. The root word is understood. We add prefix mis here, MIS, and it becomes badly or wrongly understood. Because prefixes have a meaning, so they can also change the meaning of the word too. Let's come to what is suffix. Suffix is the syllables that are added to the end of the words to bring about the change in them and at the same time enlarge them. Let's take a look at these examples. Friend, friendship, we add SHIP. Wealth, wealthy. Mad, madness. So what is happening here is one part of speech can be converted into another with the help of a suffix. You can form nouns out of a verb. You can form nouns out of adjectives. You can form nouns out of adverbs also. Let's take a look at these examples. Suffixes used to form nouns. AGE. When we add this to verb, it becomes marriage, stoppage, heritage. If we add suffix of NESS added to the adjectives, it becomes happiness, boldness, sweetness and goodness. If we add LY to adjectives, you see here bold, boldly, cold, coldly, happily. Other way of making here is compound words can also be formed by adding noun and noun. See the examples. Work plus force, we say workforce. These are combined, one word. Price plus tag, price tag. Maid plus servant, maid servant. Bodyguard, bedroom. If we take noun and adjective together, see the combination. Blue plus bell, bluebell. Fast plus track, fast track. Waste paper. Ice plus cold, ice cold. If we take noun and verb, we take breath taking. It's breathtaking, one word. Stop plus watch, we say stopwatch. Cut plus work, cut work. Blow plus pipe, blow pipe. So what we have seen today is in vocabulary, why vocabulary is important. Vocabulary definitely is an integral part of any language. It reflects your personality. It helps you to enrich yourself. Why is it necessary? We use vocabulary in different situations. Even if you are a teacher, you need words. If you are a student, you need to score your marks. You need to present yourselves in debates, in extempore speeches, in interviews. And likewise, even if you stand and make new friends, you need to have good words with you. Without words, there is no language, be it verbal or in written form. How to develop vocabulary? We've seen there are a number of ways we can develop our vocabulary and enrich ourselves. We can develop by going for synonyms. We can develop synonyms in a number of ways. We have antonyms, we have one word substitutions, and also in affixes, develop your prefixes and suffixes. Now, what we have done in this lecture is why vocabulary is important. We have seen the situations where we need words. In various situations, you need to develop your vocabulary, enrich yourself and reflect your personality. What is vocabulary? Definitely we've done that vocabulary is a group of word or groups of words we use in any language, whether it's written or in verbal. The next we had moved to how to develop and enrich ourselves in this element. We have number of ways we can develop our vocabulary. For examples, we've taken synonyms, we've taken antonyms, we've also taken one word substitution and also affixes. In affixes, we've covered prefixes and suffixes both. I'm sure this is going to be a great help to you students when you enrich and make an effort here to develop your vocabulary.